Welcome to Bird Camp Radio, where the coveys rise from the high pines, marsh valleys, sagebrush seas, and the shelf rock ledges. Here at camp, the fire's always glowing, the dogs are never far, and the stories of birds, wild places, and the upland life are just beginning. This is Bird Camp Radio. Before we get into today's episode, I want to thank a company Rachel and I personally trust, Pet Commute. We have worked with them several times ourselves, and I can tell you firsthand, they are reliable, safe, punctual, and they give frequent transport updates. That peace of mind matters, especially when it's your dog. If you're a breeder, buyer, trainer, running field dog trials, traveling to a hunt, or honestly just need to get a pet somewhere safely, Pet Commute is a perfect fit for bird dog folks. They offer free transportation quotes, and make sure to mention Bird Camp Radio to get 10% off your pet's travel. Check the link in the show notes, our social media bios, or the comments. I highly recommend them. Welcome back, everyone, to the Bird Camp Radio podcast. I'm your host, Kellen Golightly, and we're excited to be here for episode 34 with Joe Christensen. He sent in his bio just a little bit earlier, and I'm going to hurry and read that for us before we get started. Joe Christensen is a passionate western upland bird hunter based in Utah who specializes in chukar, Hungarian partridge, grouse, and late-season mountain birds across Utah and Idaho. Known for his highly analytical approach, Joe blends Nike SB on-the-ground experience with modern mapping technology to locate overlooked public land opportunities, focusing on terrain features, elevation bands, slope aspects, water sources, and seasonal bird behavior. He documents his hunts through detailed journals, annotated maps, and GPS tracks, emphasizing real-world lessons learned, what worked, what didn't, and why. Joe is also deeply invested in dog development, working closely with his German short-haired pointer Milo and prioritizing steady progress, endurance, and honest evaluation over shortcuts or hype. At the core of Joe's hunting philosophy in self-reliance, ethical access, and continual improvement, whether he's breaking down late-season chukar patterns, scouting new ground, or reflecting on a tough but meaningful day in the mountains, Joe brings a thoughtful, relatable voice to the modern upland hunting community. We're excited to have you on, Joe. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. It's kind of funny. I forgot to put the Nike SBs in there. Kind of made me laugh.
I love it, man. Bring a little bit of hype, like you said. I dig it.
That's fun.
No, that's awesome. Before we get too much deeper into this, as many of you guys know, we like to play a quick game of rapid fire around the campfire with each one of our guests. This game consists of 10 questions. This is timed. We do have a leaderboard. The faster you go, the better you are off on that leaderboard. Each question can be answered in a single word. So as quick as you can, and they're all upland related. So if you're ready, I think we are ready to get started.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, here we go. Favorite bird to hunt?
Hungarian partridge.
Favorite shotgun gauge?
20.
Morning or evening hunts?
Morning.
Favorite dog breed?
GSP.
Game bag or vest?
Final rise.
Favorite state to hunt?
Utah.
Solo or with friends?
Milo.
Public or private land?
Public.
Dream hunting destination?
Montana.
Limit or memories?
Memories for sure.
There we go. That's good. And I think you kind of mixed that up a little bit for everybody. We'll release you at the end of the podcast, though, so everybody stay tuned for that. But that's looking really good. I think you did a great job. So it's kind of fun being able to have. We've only had a few Utahns on here besides you. Of course, I'm a Utahn myself here in northern Utah. Where are you located in Utah?
I, I am in Woods Cross, so just north of Salt Lake City.
Okay, so we're not too far off from each other. Just about about an hour distance, I'd say. I'm up in Honeyville, so
Yep.
that's good. That's good to know. Another Utahn on here. Talk some good Utah birds. I definitely feel like Utah's a sleep-on state, but that's just
That's
my
okay. Let's
and
keep it
I'm
that way.
okay with that. Everybody, you can stay in your state. But no, we're excited to have you on, man, and get to know you a little bit more. The whole point of this podcast, as many of you guys know, is we really focus on each individual guest's biography and what they do with Upland game and why they continue to stick with the Upland game tradition. And that's where we want to kind of get started. Is where did you have the introduction of upland hunting, and where did it all start and begin for you?
Um, well, it started with a dog. I have what's called what is it, delayed onset hunter syndrome. Um, I didn't start hunting till I was 40. We back when COVID hit, we sold our house in early March, and we're just looking for a new house. And we knew once we got a new house, we were going to get another dog. And my wife, she's always sending me, well, was always sending me photos like, what do you think of this dog? What do you think of this dog? And so she had sent me some of the German short hair pointers, and I was like, I don't think you understand what you're getting into. And I was like, this dog, you're going to take him jogging. I don't know, 10 miles, and he's still going to want to go out. And anyway, long story short, we ended up getting a new house in October, um, and lucked out. I mean, we found a breeder down south in Utah, and had this really, really cute German short hair pointer. And I mean, the rest is kind of history. The first season, I don't think, we attended NAVDA. He ended up hurting himself chasing my other dog around the house, so we didn't uh, ever test him or anything like that. But by that next season, I went out. I wasn't really. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. So it was kind of frustrating. But I mean, that's kind of how we ended up with him. Not not too deep of a story, really. Just dog family.
Hey, I love to hear that, man. Started when you were 40. That's pretty cool. Not many people, I mean, from the majority of people that we talk to, of course, have been doing it their whole lives. But I have a lot of respect for guys like you that get into it later in life. That's a lot of fun, and being able to bring in the bird dog aspect as well. That's always a lot of fun. What's the journey kind of been like for you ever since that introduction?
So the first season, well, actually the first probably season and a half, it was really hard. Us bird hunters, we don't tend to share too much. I did have one buddy that gave me pointers on how to kind of train Milo within the house, and like I said, we did go to NAVDA the first year, and we've just kind of got that membership every year since. We generally don't go back, but that first season and a half, I'd say it was really, really frustrating. I mean, we obviously I didn't know what I was doing. We were driving all around northern Utah trying to find places. Um, like, what am I exactly looking for? I'm really analytical, so it's like I have to find this exact thing. And I think Milo probably put, I don't know, something like 250 miles within the first season and a half, and like we didn't even see a bird. Um, so it was just, I don't know, it was really frustrating the first part, but man, once he pointed that first bird, it was crazy to see the light bulb go on. I remember that first spot that we went to. I've actually have never gone back. I don't know if I want to keep that as just a solid memory or what, but um, anyway, so after that, things started clicking, and just watching him work. I'm not necessarily in it to bring meat to the table. I do know he gets frustrated with me if I don't hit something. that first season and a half, I just felt guilty. I was just like, what am I doing wrong? Like this dog needs more than what I'm able to give him, and we just kept going, man. We just kept trying, and like you say, we're not uber successful even to this day, but um, man, we go out weekly when the hunting season's going, and he's had his couple mishaps, porcupines and stuff like that, but it's just amazing watching him work. Really, it
Oh
just
yeah.
it blows me away.
No, that's awesome. And I
You-
mean, like you said, being here in Utah is a great help for that because we got like we were talking about, our bird population's pretty good, especially when you're talking chukars, and
yeah,
it's
yep.
a lot of fun.
How about you? Do you have a dog or interested in
So
getting one or?
yeah, I'm definitely interested. I grew up hunting with bird dogs my whole life. I was born in upland game hunting, a little bit of waterfowl as well. Grew up with mostly Labrador retrievers.
Yep.
Uh, but as of right now, I mean, you could probably attest to this as well, but um, the housing market here in Utah is uh is quite difficult. Me and my wife got married just about 4 years ago, both in our early 20s, and just slowly working our way to buying our first house.
Yeah.
Hopefully here soon. Um, Hopefully within the year, if not within the year, next year, hopefully. But we'll we'll see. But as
Yeah.
soon as that comes along, uh, first thing she already knows, like the first thing that we're getting is a bird dog, and that's what
What
we're
bird
looking
dog you guys
at.
looking at? Like,
So you said you mentioned that you know Brett.
oh yeah, yep.
Brett really, my wife a few months ago had the opportunity to. She's a new hunter. This is her first year. She just got her hunter safety just last year. This is actually her first actual year of being able to hunt. And I don't know if you know, but the DWR puts on some hunting clinics, and little
Mm-hmm.
help for new hunters. And we did the pheasant hunt, and
Yeah.
Brett was there. And
Of course.
I know, yeah, of course Brett was there.
One
And
shot, one a caught, right?
exactly, yeah, yeah. So it was kind of funny because we had already set up a podcast episode. I mean, this would have been November. He came on in January, and we had already talked previously before. He already had his scheduled date to come on to the podcast, but we'd never met before in person.
Oh,
And we ended up going there, and I was expecting to just see GSPs, but I was like, man, I am really intrigued by setters. I've always been intrigued by the setters.
yeah.
And sure enough, every guy there had an English setter, and I was like in awe, like being able to watch these guys work their dogs, and one of them being Brett there. And me and Brett got talking, and we started putting two and two together,
Yeah.
and we're like, wait a minute, yeah, yeah, you're coming onto the podcast here soon. So we got talking, and he let my wife hunt behind um, his dog Rocks, and wow, absolutely amazing dog. And we got to meet a few of his other dogs, and it's just got me set with
Yeah. Set
setters.
on a setter.
So we'll see. There's a few other breeds, of course, that I'm
Sure.
looking into, and but um, as of right now, yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, no, that's I don't think you can go wrong. That
No.
tail on point is just awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a good time, and I look forward to it. We actually did try to get it, like, of course we're renting right now. We're in a basement apartment, but the upstairs neighbors, um, when we asked our landlord if we could have a dog, they complained about the fly aspect, that it'd bring too many flies around, and we're just kind of like, what? We're in Honeyville, Utah. We're out here in the rural country, like flies are just a thing out here.
Sure.
But I guess it is what it is, and we're grateful for where we're at. But yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
soon, man.
Isn't there like a season of the flies out there or something like that? September, something.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I mean, all year
That's
round,
fun.
well, for a good 6 months, but especially like September going into October, depending on the weather. Oh yeah, they get bad. Mosquitoes. Oh, they're awful.
That's unfortunate. Like, yeah.
No, it's crazy, man. But yeah, so we're excited to get into that. I'm just glad that I get to talk bird dogs with all you guys out here and kind of wish. That's right. Kind of
Well,
just
it's good luck on the house thing. It's yeah, like you said, it's I've got an 18-year-old son just graduated. It's like I'm not certain how they're going to be able to afford anything here, but anyway.
yeah, it's fun putting yourself through college too and all that. Yeah,
Yep.
good time.
Yep.
It's a good time. No, that's awesome. No, man, but so when it comes to like the birds that you're hunting out there, what did you say your favorites? What do you love to hunt the most?
Well, that's kind of hard. It's like, what do I like to eat the most is probably Hungarian partridge. So that's if I were to target something, that's what I would target. Just because I do enjoy eating those, but yeah, chukar. I mean, that's what I was raised on. Of course, I was 40, but um, yeah, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think there is a favorite bird to hunt for me specifically. Just getting out, not being at home. I work 4/10, so I get to have Fridays off. So Fridays is our day, which is nice. We don't generally run into a lot of people, but you know, I mean, it's favorite bird to hunt. It's just it's the dog work. It's not the bird that I'm hunting necessarily that brings me joy. Like, I laugh at this dog constantly, like, proud of him in what he does. I mean, and it's genetics. It's I've trained him a little bit, but most of what he does and what we've figured out's been based off of him and wild birds, just how they react. So yeah, like I say, as far as favorite bird to hunt, I'm not certain necessarily there really is one, but we do like the table fare of Huns. Well, at least I do. Um, and then grouse, of course, not sage grouse, but like ruffed grouse and things like that.
Oh
But
yeah, that's where we spend most the majority of our time hunting the blues and rough grouse out there.
yeah,
We love those.
yeah, it's funny you say that because we talked a little bit before this, and where you were at, I mean, as far as Utah goes, like, there's chukar, there's sage, there's ruffed, and there's fly fishing right there as well. Like, it's funny. I sent Ashley uh, a little photo the other day, and I was just looking up at the side of the mountain, and I'm like pointing, I'm like, right there, and she's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, when I pass, my ashes and Milo's ashes, they need to go up there. And she's like, "Oh, we can't." Like, she's like, "I can't hike up there," type of a thing. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. Utah's just, I don't know. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's hard to beat here. I mean, I'm guessing you're right there where you're at on the Wasatch Front, and it's hard to beat honestly, because I know where we're at. I mean, September 1, you're up in the mountains hunting grouse, and then a little bit later you're hunting chukar. But then you go out west, you're getting into chukars and huns as well, and then just pheasants down here in the valley too. So I mean, it's kind of nice because we have such a variety, and then such a variety of landscape too. And then being Utah, I mean, the majority of this state is public land, so it makes it quite nice,
Yeah.
especially. So
So
we do have a good.
yeah, definitely. You said out west Huns. I haven't seen any Huns here in Utah.
Oh,
Um,
really? I know
yeah.
up where we're at towards more of the Idaho border side of things. We
Yeah.
get into it
Yep. Yep.
um, every once in a while, but a lot of
Yeah.
chukar, a lot of chukar.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I keep trying to find a place that, in Utah for Huns, and it's just like it's that part of the state is private property, so it's kind of tough to get after them. But Idaho is probably, I don't know. I think Idaho's like maybe 2.5 hours for me to get into some Huns. So, it's always worth the drive for me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Idaho's another one of those great states. I've always enjoyed being able to go up there every once in a while, and heard good things of Nevada too, just right across from us. So maybe
Yeah.
that a little bit more.
I PSA, sorry, Idaho guys. If you see a white Ford up there with a GSP sticker, be nice, please.
Be nice, please. Take it easy on me.
Yeah.
No, I love it. So one thing that you mentioned, and I'm just curious of your thought process with it, because I'm intrigued, is that you have like an analytical look and perspective on hunting. How do you explain that? I'm just curious.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if it's a good or bad trait that I have in myself. I hate failing. Um, so if it's um, taking times, taking air temperature, looking at how the sun's coming up, dependent on the mountain, the moisture, I start to pay attention to a lot of those different things. Obviously, foraging, what they're eating. I found a pretty good spot last year, and man, it took me like 2 weeks to just kind of nail down exactly like what they're eating, and like what they're sitting by. Like I think a lot of hunters are more analytical maybe than they think that they are, because there is these spots, where birds are. You're not just going to go out to the desert and see a rooster, right? I mean, there are certain aspects of hunting, and when it comes to that, it's just like I say, I I keep a journal of every hunt. I keep a journal of weather, temperature, wind, all sorts of stuff. And who knows? Maybe I'm overthinking it. I'd like to think that I'm not, but just I think the biggest thing for me is just journaling and looking back at my notes. Before we got on this call, I was looking back at my notes from last year. It's not hunting season, obviously, so I wanted to get kind of back in that mindset. But just analytically, like there's certain things that you're going to find chukar at. There's certain things that you're going to find partridges or sage grouse. Obviously, sage grouse in the name, but I think that's kind of what I meant by saying analytical. But again, I think a lot of successful hunters are doing that anyway. And who knows, maybe they're not keeping a journal, but I would suggest to especially new hunters keep those journals. Remember where you found them, so you're not just constantly treading water. Um, I've seen posts from guys who are like, I hiked 10 miles today, and it's if note that down, keep that in the back of your memory. Understand what you were doing that day, and if you had a dog or if you didn't have a dog, how maybe if you did, how that dog's working. Just make sure you're taking notes. It's really easy to forget, especially me. I'm 46 now, and I forget things. So I think it's really nice to make sure that you're keeping those journals. So that you know exactly what you're looking for. You can go to a spot one day, wind will be blowing one way, be blown from north to south instead of east to west, and you don't see anything. But if that ridge where the wind blows up it is going east to west, then your dog's probably going to pick up more of that scent type of a thing. So, um, yeah, again, like I say, I think the suggestion really is to keep notes on everything, and that to me is my analytical way of thinking about it. And it's amazing. Sometimes I'll show up to a spot and be like, "Yeah, the wind's blowing wrong. Going to another spot," type of thing.
Oh, I love it, man. The reason why I'm really intrigued by it is because I don't do it with the hunting nearly as much. Now I do my notes, I do my note taking on Onyx when it comes to the
Yeah.
hunting.
Yep.
But about 2 years ago, um, when my dad was going to school at Utah State, years and years
Go
ago.
Aggies.
Yeah, yep, go Aggies. He, of course, you got the Logan River just right up above that. And
Yep.
so basically, I mean, paying for college, didn't have a whole lot of money to for groceries. He spent almost every day on the river. And one of the things that he wishes he would have done was take notes. And
Oh,
he told me
absolutely.
about that. He's like, with how much you do that, how much you love it, you need to start taking notes. So about 2 years ago, I got a little pocket notepad, and sure enough, been for the past 2 years writing down, like you said, temps, the day, the river, the fish, the fly,
Yeah.
literally everything that I possibly can. And honestly, like you said, it is so nice to be able to like look back on those notes and you're like, oh man, this is actually helpful. And it's kind of fun to be able to see
Hmm.
like the changes and the patterns of of what of what's going on out there. So I really appreciate that because now I'm like, man, why haven't I been doing that with the hunting aspect of it? So maybe I need
Yeah.
to get one of those. So that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
neat. I like it.
The thing I like about it too, like I say, I'm well, not the oldest guy out there, but I'm getting up there, and I've had a dog that has passed in my life before, and the one thing I regret is not actually writing things down and or voice. When I'm leaving a hunting spot, I just tap the iPhone and just it takes a voice note for me. It's translates it into text, and it's like I say, my two dogs that have already passed before me, I've forgotten so much, and it's Ashley will say something to me. Oh, you remember how Brody used to smile? I was like, I totally forgot about that. So the back to the hunting or fishing aspect of it, just being able to reread that, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Like we've been, whatever. We've been here before. This is, what the snow looked like on the ridge. Today there's no snow. And it just takes you back. Again, um, you said limit or memories. It's memories, man. And that's another reason why I take those notes is just I don't want to forget because I'm forgetting, you know.
Right. Gets to that. Yeah, I
Yeah, it's human.
agree. Like you said, it's fun to be able to like look back on it and it brings it all back. I know, like, I feel
Does.
like when you put it in words and you can be that descriptive with something, it brings it all back. And like you said, being able to have the memories and be able to remember it in that way, because there's probably so many things even I've forgotten, just don't even realize it. And I've kind of noticed that as I've been taking notes. I'm like, man, I before that, I'm like, I don't even know. I was just out there fly fishing.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like now it's bringing a different perspective to it, and a little bit more thoughtful in what I'm doing and how I'm doing it too. So it's nice, and I need to take up what you're doing there for the hunting aspect. I mean, it's nice to have it on my phone, but I need to get a notepad or something, start writing it down in words. So that'd be good.
Yeah, and absolutely, so like when it's hunting season, Milo goes all out and he's done for a couple of days till he starts healing up. Um, so that's like, once a week, but yeah, fly fishing, I haven't even thought to do it with fly fishing, so it's kind of funny you bring that up. Um, but I go fly fishing so much, that'd be a pretty big notebook.
Yeah.
Would
Start
be
filling it up
really
pretty
big.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. No, I love it, man. All right, everyone. Quick shout out to our friends at Pet Commute. If you ever tried coordinating dog transport yourself, you know it's not simple. Whether it's a new pup coming home, a finished dog heading to a buyer, a field trial trip, or even, let's be honest, your wife needing her little mutt transported safely, Pet Commute handles it professionally. Rachel and I have personally transported with them, and I can confidently say they are reliable, safe, punctual, and they keep owners updated the entire trip. They offer free quotes, and if you mention Bird Camp Radio, you'll get 10% off your pet's travel. Hit the link in the show notes, comments, or our socials. So, as of right now, I mean, we're on the off season for birds. I say this every time. I've gotten in trouble a few times for saying that from guys because as of right now, I'm a dog owner, so it is kind of an off season for me. I get it, but for the bird
Yeah.
season, it's the off season. So, what are some of the things that you're doing? I mean, you're fly fishing, but besides that, what do you do to stay busy and stay active out there before September 1 comes?
It's funny that you say that because with a dog there really is no off season. Um, well, maybe July is probably an off season. Milo being a black GSP, it's hard. Once temps hit 70 and the sun's out, it's really hard. So a lot of early mornings, waking up, making sure you're out there. And then where I take him a lot is, I mean, it's the same spot, but I'm not necessarily training him as far as scent cone or hunting birds, but making sure he's up to date on his endurance. Um, and there's a river that goes right through there that we always make sure that we stop by and cool him down. But yeah, there's like you say, there's not really an off season um, when you hunt with a dog, but it's just that the thing that I have issues with, or not issues with, but everywhere I go is just so dang far away. And you got to keep that in mind when you have a dog. There's a place, I don't know, 45 minutes one way away from my house that there'll be a cleanup this weekend there for it, that I'll be at. But you wake up at 4 to be there at 5, to hopefully get him in some runs and some training, and generally out by like 8. So it is kind of tough, but it's something that you got to do. I've taken him fly fishing with me as well, so work on some swim stuff. Um, you mentioned the Logan River. We'll go up there on occasion and we'll fly fish. Well, I'll fly fish or try to fly fish while he's blowing up the holes that I'm in, and just make sure I have that GS or the GPS on him. It's it's kind of a catch because when you're out there with the dog's first. Um, you know, I can fish, but fishing second. Making sure he's safe, making sure he has that GPS on him, and making sure I know where he is. Especially at that Logan with the highway right next to him. But um, yeah, it does. It takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's fun. We're spending time with them, and we're watching the same types of things. Unfortunately, sometimes he'll point a Tweety bird or whatever you want to call it, sparrow up there in the tree, and it's like, stop, leave it alone. Walk through it. Let's focus on maybe just getting more steps in. But yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it.
I love to hear it, man. I definitely get that aspect of it whenever I go fly fishing with my dad. He's got his Goldador Walt, and I think he
Yeah.
spends most of the time hanging with the dog than he does fly fishing anymore these days. But
Yeah,
kind of,
no,
it's kind of funny,
it's
catching him like, "Are you even doing it?" Oh yeah,
that's priceless. I'll have to send you a photo. So I have two dogs. I have Milo, who's a German short hair, and then I have Callie, who's a black lab. And I was up on the Weber River, I don't know, a month or so ago, fishing, and this black lab comes up to me. I was fishing along the backside of a guy's property, so I was pretty certain I knew who the dog belonged to, but man, that dog just stuck to my side. I couldn't fish, and I was like, okay, we're playing fetch in the water then, I guess.
yeah. That's what we're gonna end up doing. I love it. I love it. That's
Yeah,
how it is. I get it.
yeah. I'll send you a photo of it. It was, dude, I don't know. I thought it was awesome.
You'll have to send it over. I wanna see that. I completely understand that. I love it.
Yeah,
Oh,
because ultimately, I love the dogs more than I like the fly fishing. Don't say that out loud again, but
one time and only. I get it. No, this has been awesome, man. This has been a lot of fun being able to have you on the podcast and get to know you, your dogs, and the way you do go about hunting and how you got into it. I love to hear it. Um, but before we end, I always like to ask um, the one simple question to every single person, and that is, do you have any advice you would give to new upland game hunters or hunters who have already been in it their whole lives? You can answer either one of those, or you can answer both of them. So, who do you want to respond?
get a dog.
Love it.
Like, I mean, I can expand on that, but it just depends. Like, look, people are gonna listen to the podcast that don't have a dog, and it's not a knock on anybody that doesn't have a dog. I I don't know. I guess it just depends on why you're out there. I like I say, I love watching him work. Uh, some of the things he does, it's like, nah, how the heck did that happen? Whether it be eating a porcupine or I just walked past a covey and he's dead in his tracks. It's like, how did I do that? Like, last year there was a time where seriously I walked past, nothing, no birds flushed or anything like that, and then all of a sudden I'm 60 yards down and he's on point 60 yards behind me. And sure enough, there's chukar, covey of chukar just sitting there, and it's just like they didn't move when I went past. The other thing I would say too, besides getting a dog, is just keep trying. Try to find somebody that can show you a little bit. Again, you're not going to get every secret in the book. It's funny, you're on Facebook and you see the fly fishing guys, and they're nobody will give up a honey hole, but the bird hunters are a little bit more stingy than that, even. So, if you can find somebody to help you along, that would be actually the biggest thing. See if somebody will take you. Don't give up. Just, I mean, keep going. Put in the miles.
I love it. Yep. And I hopefully can take your advice here soon on that. Hopefully, you're the first one. And I completely agree. It's when we're not hunting without dogs, it's a whole different ball game, and it's you appreciate it in a different way, and you lose appreciation in the other way, and
Yeah, for
I
sure.
get that. It's a lot better with a dog, a lot more rewarding with a dog, and like you said, being able to have that companionship. And I mean, we own horses, and I feel like it's with any other animal. Being able to communicate with an animal without being able to say it, without being able to communicate as a person is absolutely amazing. Being able to make that work and have that special relationship, and at the end of the day, have the same goal without really having to say much at all. And I've always loved that and appreciated that. So hopefully here soon I can take your advice on that. And like you said, mentorship is huge, and there are so many. I know where we're at here in Utah. There are so many people who are willing to
There
get
is.
there and just mentor and get you out there with dogs. I there's always so many people saying, "Oh, just come on out and come hunt with us, come get to know our dogs, things like this, or hunts." And it's just a lot of fun being able to have that community, have that mentorship, because it really does make a huge difference in the end, and build those relationships with other hunters who enjoy the same thing as we do. So I love it, man.
Yeah,
Advice.
100%. And to add on that, when you do find a mentor, I've listened to some podcasts before. I can't remember exactly who said it, but um, if you're looking for a mentor, come with the game plan. Even if you're wrong, it shows that you put some thought into it. Hey, we should check out this spot, or put in some miles. Go driving around, find locations. It's mentors are always willing to help you, um, but you also have to put in your fair share of the work. You can't just show up and like take me hunting, right? It doesn't work that way. So, not to be rude, but just if you find a mentor, not only pick their brain, but give them suggestions of, and you might not even be right, but it shows that you're at least willing to put forth some effort. So, I've had a couple of mentors. I'm not going to say that no one's helpful in the bird dog world. I'm not trying to say that. I have had some mentors, but I tell you what, they're definitely more appreciative when it's like, hey, I'm thinking this, what do you think? Or hey, I drove past this, what do you think? Or I hiked up here, type of a thing. So, um, but yeah, like you said, mentorships, it's huge.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I completely agree with you. I mean, I find half, okay, I wouldn't say necessarily half of it, but at least a quarter of the fun is putting in the work to find places. I absolutely enjoy finding new places to hunt, and kind of like you said, going towards that in an analytical way. Onyx is like my best friend.
yeah, yeah.
I study that more than I study my college classes and things like that. Probably vice versa that a little bit, but it's a lot of fun being able to. It's a lot more rewarding. I feel like at the end, like from the beginning to the end, you've done it all and you put in the work completely. So I agree with that completely. Love it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, just to give you a tip. Um, Sorry, the dogs are going. So I use a Garmin and Onyx. Onyx is for me, the Garmin is for the dog. But when the day is over, back to that analytical type thing, you can actually export your dog's tracks and import them to Onyx. Um, so you can actually see what your dog's doing. It's all there. Onyx and Garmin together, it's just it's amazing. Like you download it, zip it over to your Onyx, and then I could show you every hunt that we've been on, and I can show you how far Milo's gone and his whole track for the last, I don't know, 5.5 years. So yeah, can get you, I don't know, not in trouble, but it's nice to have all that information. I had a buddy, he posted, I think, on Facebook a little while ago, and it was just a big cluster of pins that covered like all of Utah, half of Idaho, and it's just yeah. So again, more information, the better.
Oh, I completely agree. It makes it more fun and exciting. Like you said, being able to look back on that information. Oh yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's priceless. It's like, okay, September 1st, I only hiked 2 miles last year. Let's see if I can at least break that.
Get half.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it, man. No, this has been great, Joe, and I appreciate your time and willingness to come onto the podcast and share about you and your story. This has been a lot of fun, and thanks again. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, for sure. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, I don't have anything special, just on Facebook. But yeah, I mean, any questions, I'm more than willing to help.
All
So
right. We'll send them your way if they do. Thank you again, everyone, for listening to the Bird Camp Radio Podcast. I hope you enjoyed episode 34 with Joe as much as we did. But before you go, we need to release Joe's time for the rapid fire around the campfire game. Joe, your time was 33.99 seconds, which mixed it up a little bit and puts you in third place. Great job. Way to go. And once again, everyone, please go follow us on our new YouTube channel where you can watch these videos. As well, you can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts to listen to it. You can also find us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at good old Bird Camp Radio. We're excited to see you next week. Until then. You've been listening to Bird Camp Radio, where the high pines, marsh valleys, sagebrush seas, and shelf rock ledges always call us back. Until next time, keep your dogs close, your shot true, and your campfire stories ready to share. We'll see you back at camp. Don't miss out on the next episode where we'll host our next guest on the podcast. You don't want to miss this one. Thank you.